So today I need to work on putting down another layer of subflooring on the floor.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey everybody, this is Bill with Live Simple, Live Free, and today I'm putting down more subflooring. And I had a problem when I was doing this earlier. I couldn't put down the subfloor until I broke through the wall here because I didn't know what the level of the floor in the kitchen, the original kitchen, was until I broke through that wall. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the original floor. This is the new floor that I put in. When I put in the joists for this floor, I matched, so the top of this joist matched the top of that joist, and then I put in this 3/4 inch OSB, and you can see it matches just about perfectly with the original floor. But I didn't know how much additional underlayment was down on the original kitchen floor, and there was really no way for me to tell until I actually broke through the wall. And so now I see there's one more, and this measures 1 inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3/4 inch plywood down here, and then I'm going to shim it underneath here 1/4 inch right along the edge, and maybe out here to raise it up so it'll be flush with that. And then I can just run the tiling right up over that. Now the problem was when I put this door in, I didn't know how much I was going to have to raise it up for the underlayment, so I just stuck it in down there on the floor on the one layer of OSB. And notice up here there's a gap. It's been that way all winter long, and then I just temporarily screwed the door in place. And so now I'm going to have to remove the door, put down the second layer of plywood and run it out underneath of there, and then put the door back in. And it's kind of a pain, but I don't like to do stuff twice, but that's why I didn't finalize that door. I didn't caulk it or anything. I just put it in with a couple of screws. Well, that was easy enough. Just remove a couple screws and it comes right out. 2 rows of caulk. So now I got to make sure it's square once again so it closes properly. And I do that with shims. Okay, so now I'm ready to put this plywood into here and make it match with this. You remember that I said this is 1 inch here and this plywood is 3/4 of an inch. So I have this piece of 1/4 inch Luan plywood to go in there as a shim to lift this floor up. Got to go over there and move it, straighten it up. Okay, so now that's level. Now there is going to be a bit of a gap here. This is common when you're doing patchwork in renovations like this. For this little bit of a hole, I'm going to have to use what's called floor leveler, which is kind of like a putty that you put in there and then it dries rock hard to level the floor out. That's, you know, that's why they call it floor leveler. So that's not going to be a problem. So now it's just a matter of screwing the rest of it down. So the entire addition all the way around is like this with only one cinder block showing. So there isn't any room here anywhere to put an access door to get into the crawl space. So I put an access door, a trap door, right here to get down into the crawl space. However, when I built this, I was building the floor and the walls weren't up yet. And I didn't know exactly where I wanted this thing. I put it here, and now I discover it's not quite right. For one thing, it's too close to the wall. And another thing, now that we have all the walls in place, we see that we're going to be putting shelves here against the wall. So this is kind of in the way. So before I do the plywood, the second layer of plywood, I'm actually going to move this over to here. This is a hallway, the outside door, the bathroom door. There won't be shelves there because the door has to open against it. So I'm actually going to move this. If I'm ever going to do it, now is the time before I put that second layer of plywood down. And it's not going to be as difficult as it seems. See, these floor joists are actually on 24-inch centers, so I don't have to do any additional framing over here to make it wider. I just move it from this bay to this bay in the rafters there. I mean the joists there. So I'm going to set the depth of the blade so that it just cuts the OSB and it doesn't cut into the joist below. Okay, so I just realized that I was curious about why this was 24, because usually they're 16. And I just realized this is 16-inch center. There's one here, there's one here. I must have widened that one to 24 just because I knew I had this. So that means I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to have to, I got a joist in here that I have to cut out. So I'm going to have to put some supports across this way, here and here, to hold the joist that comes into that. It's a little bit more complicated, but it's certainly still doable. And it makes more sense. Whoa. That could have been bad. So now I have to cut this piece off 1.5 inches back underneath it here so that I can put the cross member in here. So I need to measure where I'm going to cut that on both sides. Okay, I got them both marked. Now I need to cut those off from underneath with the Sawzall. I'm not going to record that because you wouldn't see much anything anyway. So now I've got this joist cut out. You can see the end of it right here. So what do I need to do then is take a board and nail it in like that on both sides to bridge the gap, and then nail it in, and that'll support this joist. temporary cover. So now I've got that other door removed. Let's see if this piece that I cut fits in there. Excellent. I couldn't have done a better job if I did it myself. So now that I have this situated where it needs to be and screwed down so it's not moving, I'm going to go underneath and trace that opening that I can cut out for the new trapdoor. So now I've got the actual opening traced out right here. This is the underside of the plywood. I don't know if you can see that on the video or not, but I'm going to make the hole, I'm going to say 1.25 inches bigger than the opening. Screwing this old trapdoor down because I don't need it anymore. So now I have this in place, and because I cut the hole 1.25 inches larger, I have this lip all the way around that will support the trap door. And notice that before I cut this out, I put 2 lines here so that I can make sure that I get this oriented right. Now I still need to drill a hole here and put this in, and then I'm going to put a hinge probably across there so I can just take this and lift it up. I don't have the big drill bit that I need right now to put that in there, but that's what it's going to look like. So now I've got this trapdoor moved and I'm very happy with it. It's going to work much better here in the middle of this hallway instead of over there underneath and in the way of where we want to build shelves. So yeah, I'm happy with this. So now I just have to reinstall this door. Well, let's see if this will fit. All right, I removed that nail that was sticking out of the wall and it dropped right in there, perfect fit. I love it when a plan comes together. Well, it actually feels good to have the subflooring done and to have the doors reinstalled. Now for the next project, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. You could do the plumbing. What? Yeah, I said you could do the plumbing. Yeah, I know. Or the siding outside, or dig the piers for the footers outside, or you could, there's always more you can do in the kitchen. Wait, or you could stop. I don't know. I guess you're just going to have to wait until the next video to find out what my next project is. Live simple, live free. Thanks for watching. Be blessed.